I am Edwin Kagin. I'm National Legal Director for American Atheists, married to Helen, she who must be obeyed. Most commonly asked question of whom is how do you put up with him? And I say unto you, good afternoon, sinners. Good afternoon to all of you. Is this the mic here? Okay. It was the mic. Which is the mic? This the mic. That the mic? Oh, that's the mic. Okay. I am here as a representative of American Atheists, sort of semi-serious stuff here. American Atheists is one of the, if not the smallest of the national organizations. We view ourselves as the strike force of free thought, sort of the few, the proud, the Marines, that sort of thing. And we are not afraid of the A word. We don't tiptoe around the alphabet and the lexicon, picking the Society for the Blabby, so where you have no idea for what the hell you're talking about. American Atheist is real clear. We have a single purpose, and that is to defend the wall of separation of church and state and to protect the civil rights of atheists. That's it. End of the story. Other groups can do other things. It's not that we don't believe in such things and our individual members might not be interested, but that's what we do. And we are extending to you an invitation to join American Atheists at a cut-rate bargain price. We have a letter here. American Atheists has gone through a lot of changes recently. You may have heard that. Most of them I won't tell you a thing about, but I'm going to tell you a couple of them. One thing is that we have cut our fees, and here is a letter from Dr. Ed Buckner, the new president of American Atheists. We want and need more members more than we want and need more money. We need the talent and intelligence of thousands of atheists to get the work done, to protect our rights and reputations, to stop the lies and the discrimination, to stand up and be counted. We need you. Individual dues to be a member of American Atheists with full rights and privileges are now just $20. One $20 bill paid to Rachel or Tim at the desk and you get all of this in heaven. No, that's not right. Life memberships are reduced to $1,200 payable at $100 a month. So we're $100 a month off your credit card. You can be a life member of American Atheists. Household memberships are $35. Or you could marry a preacher and get good for nothing. Okay. We strongly believe in the separation of church and state. Do you know about miscegenation laws they used to have, making it a crime to be married to a black or whatever? I did a little poem on that titled Miscegenation Law. Never let the church and state get close enough to meet and mate. For the safety of our nation, prohibit this miscegenation. Keep church far from the bed of state. Separate their greed and hate. Abstinence is what they need, or the monsters they will breed will mongrelize both law and creed. Never let church marry state. Do not even let them date. That's what we think about that. Now, in the course of doing what we do, we educate people to the First Amendment, which says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. No law. What part of no don't they understand? So why are we having this difficulty? Why are we having to sue people when it is so unmistakably clear? When Article 6 of the Constitution says there shall never be any religious test for any office under this Constitution, what part of no don't they understand? The truth is that they want to establish a religion and they're going to by damn do everything in their power to do it, and American Atheists is there to stop them. Now, you can be a member of as many different organizations as you want. My Helen and I are a member of every organization, every religion, every ideology, every creed, and that won't leave us room for no argument. We are members of all of it. We are and support them all. I'm not in any way denigrating any organization or their mission. we're on the same line, the same track, and I'll get to that in a moment. But American Atheist has the focus, and that's what we do. Okay, and the squeals we are hearing from the religious right, we are making a difference. We are not militant, we're not, quote, new atheists, or a lot of the other straw men type fallacies they use to define us. What they do is tell us who we are in their terms, and they attempt to refute it. We aren't those things. Atheist merely means without theist, without God, without a belief in God. That's all it means. Some atheists may say there is no God. I don't say that. I can't prove that if forced to do so. I say I don't believe in a God. At Camp Quest, we have 2 invisible unicorns, and a prize of $100 is yet unclaimed for any camper who can prove they aren't there. Many times campers make very absurd arguments, such as Edwin should prove they are there. Well, no kid, I've got faith, you know. What part of no don't they understand? Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. And notice it doesn't say of a religion, it says of religion. That's very deliberate. These people were a lot smarter than most people running around today. And as in the case of creationism and intelligent design, we have the very remarkable P.Z. Myers, P.Z. Polonius Zoroastrian, I don't know. He's a fine fella, and he was out there. But there is not a middle ground between creationism and intelligent design. And there's not a middle ground between the positions of American atheists on the First Amendment and that of the fundamentals. We are right and they are wrong. It's that simple. We are right and they are wrong, and there is no compromise on that point. That's what America is all about. They are busy pushing us, attempting to push us back into a dark ages. If you don't believe that, go see the Creation Museum, 2 hours and 20 minutes from here. Upon appropriate application, you can stay at Kagin Manor, 10 minutes away, and you can have a comfort cat if need be for the evening, and you can go out and see it, because it's really a lot worse than you think. It really is. Are we pushing atheism? No, we're not pushing atheism. We're not militant atheists. In the hotel we're staying in, the Red Roof, and there's a Gideon Bible. There's not a copy of my book, Baubles of Blasphemy, there. It's not there. Ireland just made blasphemy a crime. We need to airdrop copies of Baubles of Blasphemy into Dublin for those poor presidents. They are the ones who are trying to do this. We just opened Camp Quest England. I just came back from there, where the first Camp Quest England was opened, and it was done in tents with 24 kids, and it was a wild success. The media went crazy over it all over the country. It had more press probably than Camp Quest the 13 years before had had. And much of the media was trying to say that you're trying to teach kids atheism. No, no, no. It's you guys who are trying to teach them religion, you know. The Jesuits say, give us a child till they're 7 and he'll be ours forever, right? That's indoctrination. People ask me in debates, well, Mr. Kagin, when did you first become an atheist, sir? And I said, I was born an atheist just like you were and every other human being who lives. The appropriate question is, when did the God talk get poured into your innocent little ear and into your head? That's the question. Okay, now in fulfillment of the mission of American Atheists, and by the way, American Atheists can be found at atheisplural.org. And that's atheist.org. It's a rule of grammar. I before E, except after C, and in the word atheist. Okay, so don't get it wrong or you won't get to atheist.org. Atheist.org will take you there. Now, on atheist.org, you will find that it has fallen my lot in history. And by the way, there have been some comments on my outfit here. So some skeptical wanting to know, but No church has any type of dibbies on sartorial correctness. Okay? Who do they think they are claiming any type of garment or design of clothing as their own? My Helen owns a burqa. In fact, she owns 3 burqas. I got her. We use them in the recordation of our song Back in Their Burqas Again, which can be found on YouTube. I have a cartoon of Muhammad by Edwin, too, online. But anyway, I digress. But they don't have dibbies on morals. They don't. You don't hear about atheists going out and raping children. Come on, get over it. You know, what are they talking about? Why are they getting so upset when it's okay for them to put up bus signs, Jesus is Lord, come to church, and all of that? And if somebody puts on something else, the sky is open and they go crazy. Why is that? Because they're afraid that if everybody doesn't believe it, it might not be true, and Grandma might not be enjoying the wedding feast of the Lamb or whatever in the eternal bliss. That's why. On our website, you can find under the legal section a work by me, Edwin. It has fallen my lot in the history of free thought to be National Legal Director for American Atheists, and toward that end, I have set forth the legal philosophy of American Atheists, which is a substantial change from the past. As I say, the administration has changed. There have been some changes, not to the basic fundamental rock-solid views of separation of church and state, but to at least 2 other things. One is the legal philosophy. It was previously the philosophy, let's sue on everything we don't like, and even if we lose, we've made the point. Well, because of the construction of the court, because of limited resources and other things, that's now maybe not the best idea. You could make some very bad law. And if a lawsuit is filed on something that is a marginal question, not based on solid law, and is appealed, and ultimately perhaps the Supreme Court takes it, you can have a pronouncement written in stone for all time that's not such good stare decisis. So a new principle is that we will file cases only if we have a high likelihood of winning under existing law, and not other things. We view it by the yardstick, is this a hill worth dying on this particular issue? And in Kentucky there is such a case which we filed against the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security, and that is because the legislature of Kentucky put into the statute books, black letter law, quote, the safety and security of the Commonwealth cannot be achieved apart from reliance upon Almighty God. Now that's pretty clear, okay? That's untarnished by other things. There are many issues that, well, for example, somebody wrote me about circumcision. What about circumcision? This is a religious rite that's being forced on kids. Well, I said, I was circumcised. What's the big deal? He said, well, you're not as sensitive as you were circumcised. Well, I said, well, God, if I were any more so, I'd be driven crazy. You know, but that's not simply a religious issue. Most circumcision is not done probably for religious reason. I don't know. Similarly with abortion, there are people who are atheists who are against free choice and others who aren't. I think it's a religious issue at some point. Certainly gay rights, I think, may be a better argument if somebody tries to pass a law saying that marriage is ordained by the Bible and is God's will. Yeah, then you've got an issue that we ought to talk about. So that is one change in our legal philosophy. Another change that is most germane to this meeting today is that, and this is a big change in the policy of American Atheists, from henceforth American Atheists wishes to cooperate with other groups in the free thought community. And we have expressed that to these groups, and this is an official pronouncement of American Atheists. We are going to cooperate with groups that share similar views. This has not been the position of American Atheists in the past, and it truly does represent a major sea change in the way we're going. And that combined with the $20, you know, one little picture of who's on the $20 bill, you know?
I spent it to pass the
Darwin is on an English 10-pound note. What did he hear?
Jackson.
Jackson, okay, that's right. Now, in the light of what's going on here, and I am very, very excited and encouraged about the Secular Coalition for America and this fine young lawyer. My goodness, how time passes when you're having fun. I think under that type of leadership and Fred Edwards' group and other things, coalitions are a good idea, and American Atheists will cooperate, and we will not lose our identity in the process of doing it. And we're going to be using humor too. I've just gotten a word suggested by Mr. Phil Ferguson. From henceforth, American Atheists will be engaged in debaptizing the dead. There will be details and protocols to follow. Now, I want to summarize what I see is going on in a poem I wrote called Two Lines. And I think this maybe, in my view at least, summarizes the dilemma we're all in and what we should do. The future waits in one of two great lines, two endless human queues, and each of us is in one line. There is no other line to choose. Our journey as human creatures has fashioned these two lines with very different features following very different signs. Through kingdoms and through ages, these lines unbroken run, one line snaking into darkness, one line straining for the sun. One line holds shining visions of what humankind can be when at last we make decisions free of myth and tyranny. Our race, our creeds, our sex, and the religions we proclaim in this line yield to human needs we cannot always name. Some careless few within this line may hurt you and make you cry, but villains in the other line will kill you to watch you die. Those marching in that other line seek to control, not to achieve, by trying to deceive our minds with lies that they believe. Prizing money over friendship and power over human need, they do not work for kinship, but only for their greed. Anyone can leave their line whenever they see fit, if perhaps they change their mind from facts or acts or wit. No one must stay within a line where rules are learned by rote that dictate how we all must live and breed and love and vote. In the coming great election, one line will finally decide if our future takes direction from the bright or evil side. Set aside all pious passion of who you are and where you have been. What now must be in fashion is which line are you in? How will you answer to the future when a new world starts to dawn? How will you tell your children which side of history you were on? There are but two great questions to be raised when life must end. How did you use your roads and days, and which line were you in? Thank you.